Hi, everyone. Happy Saturday. I'm sitting a little lower down. I had to swap out my chair. The chair I was sitting in for live streams, very uncomfortable after an hour and a half, and not a good chair to sit on for long term. So I'm sitting in a camp chair, a folding camp chair, which is a lot more comfortable because I have a cushion in the bottom. So, welcome into all of you on this Saturday, last Saturday in March. We're probably going to have a smaller contingent today. I know a number of my viewers are out there doing the No Kings rally, and my heart's with you. Glad you guys are doing it. So, hopefully, they'll be able to tune in later and see this on the replay. But we'll make do. We're here, right? We'll be fine. So, hi, Joni. And see, I saw a message from Lena. She couldn't be here today, but she'll watch the replay, I'm sure. Bonnie, welcome in from BC. Hi, Wild Horses and Violets and Roses. And hi, Jane loves to shop. And Lisa. Ciara, salut. HFC, hi from Connecticut. And bonjour tout le monde, Travels Addict. Hi, Lee from Tennessee. Lee from Tennessee. You rhyme. And hi, Diana. I hope you're still feeling pretty good. I know it's not shown on the camera, but I got something on my screen there and I had to adjust it. Anyway, you can see I got Lucy and George. George is kind of hiding behind Lucy today. Also, it's the angle of my camera thing now because I'm sitting lower and I had to make some adjustments, but have not swapped out my banner yet behind me, my tapestry, because it's a whole process to move. Like I have to move it from the other wall over to this, swap them out. So I will do that eventually here in the next couple weeks. Thank you, whoever was sending hearts there. Hi, Katerina. Welcome in. Oh, we're only 5 hours apart now. Okay. Katerina, I actually looked at your channel because I don't know who the guy is that you do a lot of videos on. It must be a famous person. I don't know who that is, but I didn't get a chance to watch anything. But you certainly have gotten a lot of views on those. Good for you. Oh, good, Ciara. You're going to join the rally this afternoon. Yeah, I wanted to tell. Oh, hi, Sandy from Niagara Falls, from the Canadian side. And hi, Love from Kentucky. Hi, Muskogee Land. Well, anyway, we didn't have a No Kings rally in the town I live in, but I could have gone to another town to do it because I knew that they were having it. I had looked it up, but I was having some lower tummy issues this week starting Wednesday, and I was like, I don't feel safe enough to go out there and not be near a bathroom. Just saying. So honestly, I would have rescheduled the live stream even to do that, but yeah, my tummy intervened. This is what sucks about getting old and having unpredictable issues. Hi, Kate from Norway. Hi, Sharon. Hi, Tig Quilt. Hi, Carter. Hi, Maya. Welcome in, channel member. MC Anthony, you're also in Niagara Falls. There's two of you in here. What are the odds that I have two viewers on my live stream that are both from Niagara Falls, Canada? That's great. Maybe you guys know each other. Hi, Cash Salad from Norton. Where are you at in Northern Virginia, Cash Salad? I grew up in Alexandria. Oh, that was 10 years ago, Katerina? Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't look at the time on him. Oh, Poldark. Yeah, I remember that series. I think I watched the older version of that years ago. I don't think I saw that version. Oh, okay. I didn't realize those are from so many years ago. You did get quite a few views. Nora says, I just did over 13,000 steps at my No Kings in St. Augustine. Good for you. Good for your steps and good for the moral support there. Renee Brown, good. Welcome in. I know, Sierra, I haven't been to Niagara Falls either, and I'm only 3.5 hours away. You bet. Unless gas prices go up to $20 a gallon, I will be going there at some point. Marva from Manchester, UK, welcome in. I'm sorry, I had an itch my nose here. Great grab memories. Yeah, let me know on here how your No Kings turnouts were, if you've already been to one. Oh, I'm sorry, Pamela J. I get it. Hi, Rick. Welcome in. Did you actually say hello to Ciara before you said hello to me? Seriously? Patricia says, my No King starts at 3 in Wisconsin. Good going. Ciara, yeah, thanks for giving out that information in your neck of the woods there. Hi, Sharon in Houston. Yeah, I tell you, I think it's going to be a very big day. I think it's going to have, I don't know, millions and millions in support. So, yeah, Rick, it was so quiet, I couldn't hear you. Oh, okay. Katerina, let me explain it to you. So these No Kings rallies have sprung up. I think this is the third one in response to our wannabe king in this country who is making people crazy. So justifiably, they're going crazy because it's crazy. So it's to basically say, hey, we don't want kings in running our country, just like we did 250 years ago when we said that about the British king. So similar concept. Yeah. We may not have royals here, Katerina, but we have people that would like to be. Cliff Bar, we've touched on stuff. We don't overtly, but today is a big day, so I'm not going to not acknowledge it. So we don't sit and talk about politics most of the time, but I certainly touch on it, and I've done videos related to it adjacent. So if you don't like it, you don't have to watch. Maya, I hear you. Rick? You have one near you, and you just are not going. Yeah, if you heard my explanation, my lower tummy acted up for a couple days, and it's still not. I don't trust it enough, so I just didn't feel like that was a safe thing to do, to go to another town and not have a reliable, good bathroom nearby. Just saying. Oh, I know. I wish we had that, Maya. I love constitutional monarchies. I think they're great. You have the king or queen as head of state, and then you have a parliament and a prime minister or a president that runs the country. Perfect. Perfect. I actually like that. Yes, Katerina, that's exactly what it is. Well, you must have a lot of money, Joni, because it didn't help a lot of people. Actually, I will say the IRS, I guess, for taxes this year, or was it for last year? think it was for this year. There are more deductions you can take on the IRS. But that's about the only thing that's been good. That's great, Angie B. Thanks, Pamela J. Oh, it's even a global thing? Isn't Marble Falls in the US? No, you're right. There have been no Kings rallies outside of the US. You're right, Rick. Yeah. Hi, Susan. Oh, and a shout out to you, Susan. I wanted to shout you out and also a Carla W because you joined my elder besties. So thank you very much for being an elder bestie. I will let you know. I need to add something in for you guys. You're my first two on the besties thing, so I have to think about what to do for my besties. Oh, Suzanne, yes, please ask question about the explorers. Thank you, Ciara. Ciara, you're kind of like my cruise director on here. I love it. You're so friendly with everybody and you're nice and you remind them to like and sub. Thank you very much. Would you like a wrench? Would you like to actually be an official moderator? Let me know, Ciara. Yes. Yes, Carl Gustav. Yes, Rick, they're in France and Scotland, he says. Oh, it's a temporary thing, HFC? Okay. That made me laugh, Muskogee Land. Oh, okay. Yeah, but I think it's temporary, Joni. HFC said it was temporary, so I don't know. It might just be for this year or last year. Okay, Joni. We'll see, but it's not tremendously like helpful when you're paying a lot more for food and gas. So okay, Suzanne says, I loved your explorers video. I suppose there weren't a few churches. I'm not, I mean, yeah, if there actually was, in some towns, there have been some amazing churches. Actually, there were in East Liverpool, and I just didn't film them. I'm trying to keep my videos to be about 25, 30 minutes long. And there's a lot I have like a certain format for it. So I don't always, catch all the things that I would like to. I'd have to do a much longer video. We'll see. I mean, it could change in the future, but I do love looking at churches though. So hi, Catherine. Good morning. Okay, thanks, Ciara. Yeah, it was weird. Maya, that was odd. Again, anything that's promoting AI and robotics for me, I'm not into it. So I'm it's weird. When I did that video against AI, when I was talking about AI, I'm not a Luddite at all. I love technology overall. When computers first came on board, I was totally behind computers. I really think the internet is amazing and it could be used for a lot of good. Not necessarily it is, but it could be. Hi, Teffy, welcome in, moderator. But it's I don't know. I mean, those kind of robots, they're not really something to be, worried about or something, but it's the tip of the iceberg right now. Yeah, Nakoti. Yeah, I know. Oh, and thank you, Nakoti. I still remember your comment. You gave so much information and suggestions Thank you for doing that on my Explore video. And there's so much to see. I could literally spend 3 years just covering Ohio. I'm not going to probably, but unless gas is $20 a gallon. Just, but I am going to be covering. I have certain, I have certain things in the series. So right now I'm doing the towns along the US 30, which is kind of more the east side of the 30. Then the next series will be on the Amish towns in Ohio. And then the next series will be up around Lake Erie, the small towns near the lake there. And then the next series after that, I'm not sure what order they're all going to be in, but I'm going to have a series on the towns that were involved in the Underground Railroad in Ohio. Then I'm going to have the towns on the west side of the west part of the US 30. I'm going to have towns that relate to the birthplaces of presidents. I'm going to have a whole different series for all sorts of stuff. And then I got to, start dipping into other states like Pennsylvania will probably be the next one I go to, honestly. So, yes, Nicody. Well, if I get if the channel ever takes off, then yeah, a hybrid would probably be good. Oh, Patricia, there's a No Kings in Paris. Awesome. That's an appropriate place for a No Kings, French Revolution and all that. Just saying. Yes, there were quite a few presidents from Ohio. I think 8. There might be 8. There might be 9. I think there's about 8. Yeah. So, and I think Ohio and Virginia, I know Virginia was the birthplace of a lot of the early presidents. I'm thinking Ohio and Virginia are probably the 2 most prominent states with presidential birthplaces. I know, Rick. I'm toying with the whole Lucy thing. Oh, I hate saying this in earshot of her. She hears it and she gets excited. But yeah, she wants to go with George, and it's just, it's a lot when you have to pack 2 of them. And then I get people that hate on it. I get people that really hate on like having a stuffed animal. So there's that. Oh, Ciara, your mom was born in Alexandria, Virginia? That's wonderful. Where did she go to high school? Did she go to high school there? Yes, that's true. Yes, Nicody. The 2 famous astronauts are also from Ohio. Hi, Chris from Oaxaca. Am I saying that right? Oaxaca? Yes, HFC. I would think it would be a benefit for astronauts to be short. He was a great guy, John Glenn. He really was. I remember seeing interviews with him. Hi, MJ Wetmore. Thank you for yes, I'm glad you loved it. Anyway, yes, let me put that announcement out if you haven't seen it already. Please, if you haven't watched my Explore channel, Elder Gal Explores, yet, I'll type it in over here. And if you haven't, whoops. If you have, I just misspelled it. That was great. Let me try again. There we go. Trying to type and talk at the same time. Anyway, if you have not watched my Elder Gal Explorers video yet, please do it. YouTube has not discovered them yet, so they're getting, low views, like 1,000 views up to, I guess the last week's one got 1,600. I mean, the views dribble in, but we need to get more awareness on that channel. So anything you can do, give it a thumbs up, give it a share, whatever, get the word out. I'm banking on that channel being the one that eventually starts doing even better than Elder Gal. So we'll see. Thank you, Zaza. I know I so appreciate when you hype things, guys. That's really great. Thank you. Yeah, HFC, I never would have made it as an astronaut with my digestive system. Well, in my 20s, I would have. But by my late 30s, my digestive system started being a problem. So, oh, I will keep doing it, Muskogee Land. I'm hoping that it will do really well. And I literally, I mean, if I got like a, more efficient vehicle as far as gas mileage or whatever, I'd love to go around the country, be gone for like a week or two at a time filming places. So, I don't want to just stay here. It's just that right now I have to stay close to home. Thanks, Nikoti. Yeah, Lisbon is adorable. It's got a lot to, all of them have something to offer there. You know what I love about small towns is that they all have their own character. There's just a feeling that's different. I can't really film that. All I can do is talk about what it feels like. But each small town I've been to already, and I've already filmed, like, including the two that are up, I've filmed 5 towns already. So, yeah, it's every town's different, but they all have something interesting. Even East Liverpool had something interesting about it. I mean, that was probably, of the 5 towns I've done so far, that was the most depressing. But oh, MJ, I know I'm coming to Virginia. It's just a matter of when I can do it financially and time wise. Because, I've been to Fredericksburg before. I've been all over Virginia. I grew up in Virginia. I went to college in Virginia at William and Mary. I think I've been in I know I've been in every major town in Virginia, and I've probably been to a lot of the small towns. So, yeah. No, I've been in Fredericksburg before, a few times actually. Yes, it is a snapshot. I'm just offering a snapshot at this point in time. But you know what? I love to do this long term. I mean, the days that I actually go and film somewhere are really energizing for me. I like driving. I like going there and like planning. Well, I plan out in advance kind of what I want to do, but I have to drive. If I haven't been in the town before, then I have to, just kind of do a reconnaissance and see what I want to go back to. And so it's a process. That's the most time consuming part of it. Now that I know how to upload and edit and do all that, that doesn't take that long. It's really the driving to a place and doing my reconnaissance and then filming, making sure that there's nothing else I want to add. So it's just very time consuming. It's not hard, but it's time consuming. And I'm okay with that because I'm only right now going out average of 1 day a week. So it's not like I'm doing it all the time. Oh, Ciara, yeah, you'll have to look up what high school your mom went to, maybe. I don't remember Lovettsville cash salad. I've been to Loudoun County, but I don't know that I don't recognize the name Lovettsville. Yeah, I would love to, if I can get over to Virginia, my plan would be to go over there and spend like a week. because I want to also, I would go back and do, there's two different, I would do a separate like remembrance tour for this channel for Elder Gal, where I'm going to go around to places that I used to live or used to be, used to hang out, used to go to college. I would do separate videos on those and then do my normal, like the travel small town videos in other places. So, but it would be like a whole week of that. That may not happen till next year because it's just, we'll see how this channel goes. No, I'm not doing festivals, Lee. I'm not a festival person anyway, and I'm certainly not doing them for the channel. That's just not my focus. The focus is on, small town America, just like what are the small towns like. But and I'm not a festival person because I don't like crowds. As I've gotten older, I even get worse with crowds, which is why it's amazing that I actually really did want to go to the No Kings thing today because I don't like crowds. Yeah, let's see yeah, I agree with you. Let's leave it. Let's leave the politics out of arguing here. I don't want this to turn into an argument channel about stuff. Rick, Greenville, where? Where is that at? Yes, there's a lot of famous people, Nakoti, from Ohio. Suzanne. No, I don't think so. I've been in Ohio. I mean, I've been in Maryland, but I don't know those places. Oh, from Ohio. Oh, interesting. No, I don't know about the gum thing. Ciara says, I need to find some jam sessions as I travel for the new series. You mean music? I have music on my phone that I can play, I can just put the phone on the seat and listen to, songs. Yes, I know HFC. Yes, Nicody, that's true. Oh, Rick says there's a field of giant corn in Dublin. I know Dublin's on my list to go to at some point. So I'll have to say, I do like weird stuff like that. I do like, so if there's a weird attraction somewhere, I'll try to find it, in the town I'm going to, because that I like, because I can take a picture for the thumbnail with that, or I can just mention it and film it for, a couple minutes. So yes, Ciara. Yes, I do. I do that. I know I sound weird here, but I am also a person who loves to drive with no sound. I love like just the sound of the road and just driving. And these little roads in Ohio, I'm driving mostly back roads for the most part. They're really great. Yeah. Muskogee Land, I'll probably go there, but I don't know that I'll do a video on it. It depends. I used to teach that in anthropology class when I used to teach at the community college. We would touch on the Serpent Mound, so or the mounds, yeah. So yeah, I probably want to go see it. I don't. I probably will put it on the channel. Yes, Rick. I know about the Troll Museum in Alliance. It's going to be a while before I cover Alliance. Okay. Yes, Bonnie, we are. It's just that I don't want people getting into fights on here in the chat. That's all. Everybody is entitled to their own opinion. Gosh, you guys are a font of Nicody. It's like you should be my researcher for the channel. You know all this stuff. It's amazing. Wapkoneta, is it Wapkoneta, Ohio? Huh. You want to see the trolls, Rick. Yeah, we were talking about those troll dolls one time on the live stream, I remember, because I used to have several when I was like seventh grade, whatever. I am comfortable doing it wild horses. I love going to new places. I don't like driving in big cities anymore, and that's why I really wanted to do this small town America thing. Um, and I just I love just driving on small roads, back roads, just finding new places, So Joni's asking why I stopped teaching. Well, I went back to right before I ended teaching. I actually went back and did counseling for about a year or so, year and a half. And then I retired. And the problem is I would have had a hard time getting. I know when I first moved to my small town in California, I actually did look into doing like adjunct teaching at their community college there. But everything, they didn't have any openings for what I could teach, which is mainly psychology and anthropology. But I don't like teaching mostly online either. I just don't like online classes. So that to me is not, um, it's just not fulfilling to me. So I will keep you in mind when I can, because at some point the channel does really well. It'd be great to have somebody do a lot of my background. Uh-oh. Teffy, what happened? Can't undo yeah, well, Ciara, you can just message it again. Hi, Restorative. Hi, Catherine's. Welcome in. Yeah, I know, MJ. Well, that's why, I mean, I probably wouldn't cover Fredericksburg for the channel because I think it's too big for me. Um, the biggest town I'm actually going to, I am going to be going to Mansfield, Ohio. I was going to do it this week, but we're expecting rain all week, and I'm going to go over there the following week. But I'm doing 3 videos there. One will actually be on like the historic part of Mansfield, because Mansfield has like 50,000 inhabitants. So it's not really a small town. But I really like, they've got a really nice historic area there. And I'm going to do the prison there, and I'm going to do another, like a homestead site there. I'm going to film. So I'm going to get 3 videos out of going over there. But I don't really, for the most part, want to go to bigger places. But I've, knew I wanted to go over and do a film the prison. So, Maya's asking if thank you for bringing that up, Maya. I am going to do a meet and greet. I'm actually thinking about maybe the first week in May. I'm aiming for, and I'll probably won't be in a big city. I'm not going to go like down into, but I'm thinking about on the outskirts of Columbus, Ohio, doing a meet and greet. And I will give you guys at least 2-3 weeks notice. But I'm going to combine it with going down and filming something. So I just don't know yet what I want to do at that point. So I'll keep you guys informed. I would love to see a bunch of you. I know a lot of you live in Ohio, or at least live close by. So it'd be great to meet up with you guys. I was thinking at like a coffee place of some kind. And so, someplace where we can sit outside probably. But we can get something to drink or snacks or something would be great. Drick says the pub crawl with Lucy and George. Oh, Lucy and George would love a pub crawl, but no, Mom says no. No pub crawl. Just Hi, Hi, Leah. Welcome in. Yeah. HFC says, I can't get enough of the vids with cats saying hello. Is that the new thing now, guys? The cat saying hello? That's funny. There's always like some interesting trend on YouTube, which I mean, it's totally nice because it's escapist and just funny, you know? So, yes, restorative. I'm sorry, you're across the pond. I never did get to do a meet and greet when I was over in Europe. So, I just had too much disruption in my plans the last couple months. So, Chris, where are you at that you say there's a no kings there? Yeah, that's it. The Dairy Queen, Rick said. Yeah, yeah, it'd have to be a blizzard crawl. It's no King's Day, Uberman. I don't understand why you don't know what it is. Just oh yeah, the Eagle Nest live cam, Zaza. Yeah, we're on Pip Watch at the Big Bear Eagles. Yeah, yeah, hoping for baby eaglets. Uh-oh, Maya, I don't understand you. You must be speaking in writing in Swedish. I know, wouldn't it? I don't even like ice cream, but it sounds good somehow. I know. Anybody let us know if you've heard anything from Jean-Marc. He may just don't watch the channel anymore. It may be as simple as that. I don't know. That's, up to him, but hopefully he's okay. Hi, Poodle Paws. Hi, Leo. Driving home from visiting your mom. No word, Rick says. Yeah, because you had a way to communicate with him, like you had his email, right, Rick? Yeah. Well, hopefully he's okay. I hope a wild boar didn't get him. Remember, he had the wild boar that hit his car. That was scary. Yeah. But he also had some illness last year, so hopefully he's okay. All right. What else was I going to mention to you guys today? Oops. Oh, um, I saw the most amazing thing on YouTube just this morning. And I was like, I have to tell them to watch this. This will, it's a more, well, it's not really spiritual, but it's something I would have talked about on my spiritual channel. But it is a short movie. I'm going to type in the name of it so that, you guys can. Okay. I just typed in the name of this short. It's only about 6 minutes long. It will blow your mind. It's called Cope. And the guy who made the video, it's his channel, and his name is Anthony Sutcliffe. I think he's in the UK. And this will shake up like how to live your life. I don't know. I don't want to give it away. So just watch it. And then we can discuss next Saturday. But please watch that short. It really is. I mean, I don't watch too many things that I go, that's something I should watch every single day. I literally could watch this same video every single day because that's the message of it is something you need to hear every day. It's that good. So I won't say anything more than that. I'm just giving you my recommendation. Please watch it. Oh, that is so wonderful. Maya and Katarina are speaking in Swedish over here. I have a truly international channel. It's great. If anybody's already seen that short Cope, let me know too. It's not a link. I just put the name of it. If you look up his name or you look up the title, it'll come up. It's not really a short. It's a short video, but it's 6 minutes long. It's not an actual short. Okay. I didn't want to confuse you. Oh, Ciara found it. Okay. I typed it right up there in the chat, Nancy. It's called Cope. It's on YouTube. I don't do Facebook, Rick. I don't do any other social media. I have not looked at that. I actually subscribed though, because the guy was such a talented filmmaker and I loved it so much. I just subscribed to his channel and gave it a like. So, and I'm hyping it with you guys right now. So, there you go. It will definitely, it's such a thought-provoking video and it will actually put a smile on your face at the end, which is what we need right now. I mean, this is the type of video we need right now, is what I'm saying. And I guess it was an award-winning short film. So when I said short, I meant like short film, but it's not a YouTube short. Oh, okay, good, Catherine. Thank you. Wapakoneta, love. Oh, it's south of, okay, that's way in a part of the state right now. I won't be for a while, but thank you. Wapakoneta. Okay. Is Utica, Ohio near Columbus, Nicody? Let me know. Anyway, I was looking over there to see if something else was going to pop up. Restorative says my Facebook is also gathering dust. Yeah, I hate Facebook. The only time I ever go on Facebook is like for something on Marketplace or something in the past. I haven't actually even used that since I've been here, but yeah. Oh no, we got to get out of our cars, Rick. We got to have some place where we can sit outside and have something to drink or something like that. Not alcohol, because people will be driving, but it just, okay. Nicody says it's about, oh, hang on. 30 miles east, northeast. Oh, that would work. Okay. Utica, Ye Old Mill. I don't know though about the velvet ice cream. That I don't know if that's the best idea, because it depends if it's a place that we could go and just, they have like a seating area and you can sit and have a bunch of people. I don't even know how many people to expect for this. I think I'm gonna, once I announce it, I'll ask how many people think they could go. I mean, obviously it's not a hard and fast RSVP, but I want just an idea of how many people. So anyway, I know where Shaker Heights is, Suzanne. Yeah, Rick, I hear you. I just personally, the only thing I ever gravitated to was YouTube. I started watching YouTube back in its early days, and I just liked it from the very beginning, and it's just been my thing. I never liked Facebook. I never used Twitter at all, which is now X. Hi, Ritor, welcome in. Lee, I will eat at a local diner in some places, but I've just been having to watch costs on this right now, so I haven't really eaten out at these places, but I will eventually do it. Like when I go over to Mansfield, I will have to eat out because I'm going to stay, and I have to stay overnight. So that's my first biggest expense. So when I do eat out, I will definitely like film that or show you guys the restaurant. And thank you, Maya. You want to go, Maya? Okay, awesome. Well, I'm hoping I'll be at least 10. If there's at least 10 people, I'd be ecstatic. So I'm, I'm not expecting like a giant crowd because it's in Ohio. And yes, Wild Horses looked up what Cope, that film I told you to watch, Cope has many awards. Oh, it should. It should. It is beautifully filmed, but the message of it is incredible. Just incredible. Yeah, I don't get blown away by too many things, but I saw another short film today that I was like, no. I mean, technically it was good, like it was filmed well and stuff. I just didn't really like the message of it. I like things that have a message that give people a new perspective on life. I think that's always so helpful. Oh wait, Nakoti's giving us some more information. The mill I know has seating on the inside. I would suggest so not doing it on a weekend there. It'd be busy. Yeah, I was gonna probably do things on. I don't like traveling on the weekends, honestly. Anyway, so I'd probably do it. But we want. I don't know. I'll scout some stuff out. I got the next 2 or 3 weeks to figure it out, and then I'll make I'll give you guys at least 2 weeks notice of where it will be. Maya says, will we get an autograph? Of course you would get an autograph. T. Marie, oh my gosh, Farmville. I remember Farmville. I never played it, but I remember it on there. Yeah. Yeah, and I don't like, yeah. And now in the world we live in today, a lot of social media has just been so much more of a negative influence than a positive influence. So I don't like that. Diana says in Utica, go to the Jitterbug Cafe. Huh. Okay. Yeah, I've watched Soft White Underbelly before, Joni. It has some really interesting interviews with people. Um, Sometimes too, like they're disturbing because these people, they interview a lot of people that have gone through some really horrifying things or been involved in uh sketchy things in their life and like drug use or prostitution or things like that. So I've watched things like that in the past. I don't watch it regularly though. Ciara's asking how the weather's been here. It changes every day, Ciara. Today it's sunny and only in the 30s. 2 days ago, it was sunny and in 70. And tomorrow it's going to be 60. So every day is a different temperature. And then we're going to have rain for like 4 or 5 days in a row. So Celsi, thank you. No, I think it's just the lighting. I think it's just the lighting. I try to minimize how horrifying I look on the live stream. So yes, you are. Every day is a new day. Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's why until when I first got interested in YouTube, it wasn't really, I didn't really even consider YouTube social media at first. It was just a place that you could find out like how to do things and like, if you needed to know how to operate, some tool or something or build something or I don't know. It was just always very informative to me. And then there was always music on it. I used to watch like the music, like they had some music videos and things like that. And then I started getting into watching people who had like real life channels and travel, seeing travel stuff. So I find I've always felt like YouTube is different than every other type of social media, really. Which is why I was kind of sad that YouTube started pushing YouTube Shorts so much to try to really compete with uh, TikTok. basically. And so, and I don't ever, never have done TikTok. And I would not do TikTok now, especially, but it's, I just feel like YouTube should have stayed in their lane and not tried to compete in the shorts market because they don't pay creators anything for their shorts anyway. So it's not that if you want to make money on YouTube, you can't be doing a bunch of shorts. It's not going to do it. Right. Rick, I'm the same way. YouTube is my total like information and entertainment platform because I don't have TV. I don't have cable. So I watch movies for free on YouTube, even though I have to put up with commercials, ads, that's fine. This is where I watch everything. I watch, documentaries. I watch all kinds of things. And of course, yes, yeah, I hear you, T. Marie. And then unfortunately, we have to weed through all the potential AI videos now on YouTube, which still, although apparently they're cracking down on them, they still seem to be plentiful. They just keep cropping up like whack-a-mole. So, yeah, I hear you, HFC. I know. I don't know. I still am more optimistic about YouTube than all the other social media platforms. So I'm hoping it will evolve in a better way eventually, but maybe I'm being too optimistic. Hi, Jim. Welcome in. That's interesting, Rick. Yeah. Huh. I do watch shorts. I get into the loop like a lot of people do where I start watching a short and then I watch another short and then I watch but there are way more AI videos that are shorts because they're easier to make the shorter videos with AI. So you'll see a lot more AI in there. And I hate this trend that is happening where they're showing like famous people, either alive or dead, who supposedly are saying things or, doing things that it's not real. Like you can kind of just tell. And so yeah, you have to be really, really careful. Hey, we need to get those likes above 100, guys. Hit the like button, please. Yeah, Maya, you have to be careful. But yeah. Hi, Jean. Hi, Ileana. I'm glad you're here. That sounds like a lovely little small town, Sharon Lee in Maine. Yeah, you do get a lot of views, but if you're monetized, you don't make any money on shorts. You just don't. It's pitiful. I only made shorts before I ever got monetized. And I did it just to get more views, basically. I never really I mean, I wasn't monetized, so but I've seen other creators talk about how pitiful the shorts money is. It's like if they want people to do a lot of shorts, then they should make them more profitable. So, yeah, Zaza, YouTube's waging war on ad blockers things. They're yeah, well, they want their money. I mean, I can't blame them for trying to make a profit, obviously. That's the point of being in business. Um, but it just, like I said, I still have more hope for YouTube than I do for any of the other social media. So, anyway, I don't know the answer to that, HFC. I've always wondered that myself. You can try Googling that or asking an AI. Because I really don't know. I've never really looked it up specifically. So, anyway, any other questions you have about my Explore channel in particular, but also this channel. Anything you want to ask at this point? I think there was one other thing I was going to talk about, but I'm going to let you guys ask me some questions first. Oh, I think I covered most of what I was going to cover. It should be ads on my live stream. You mean there's been no ads? Has anybody else had ads on the live stream? It should be monetized. So let me know if anybody else, let me know if you have seen ads already on this live stream, because I think what happens sometimes people don't get ads. Okay, some people are saying yes, there are ads. Okay, so you're just lucky, Ciara. You haven't had ads yet. It's weird. Some people don't get them, and some people get a lot. And there's no rhyme or reason to that. Yeah. Okay. Thank you guys for letting me know. They're getting ads. You're just lucky, Ciara. No, you didn't do anything wrong, Ciara, because just enjoy the fact you haven't had ads. I think it really is just random. It's random, you know. Oh, speaking of ads, it's hysterical that YouTube, they try to key ads when you're watching other videos, they're trying to key ads to things that you'd be interested in. Well, for a long time, it's like they've kind of like slowed down now, but for a long time, I just kept getting ads for that. What was it? That Tai Chi walking thing, which really ticked me off because darn well that was an AI person. That was not a real person. And so anyway, they kept wanting me to do Tai Chi walking, and I started cussing at the screen every time I saw that. Oh, Lord. Oh, Zaza says I was going to say 30 seconds for an ad to run to the payout. Yeah, usually when an ad comes up, usually before you can see the skip thing to click on it, that's usually enough time that you're getting paid for it. So anyway. Oh, Maya, you have premium, so you don't get ads. Awesome. I know, HFC, the Tai Chi walking thing. Oh my, it is bunk. It's just a total scam thing. But the women they show, well, first of all, it's so unrealistic because I've actually sat and watched it for like a minute at a time. And they show this person like this is what they look at like after 28 days of Tai Chi walking. And it's like a totally different body. Like there's no way that happens after 28 days. Come on. So, oh, Nicody says, now I got an ad. Yeah, see, the minute you say it, it's going to happen. Then I get ads. Let's see, what's my latest thing I get ads for? But YouTube has decided that I need to see certain things. It's funny actually to me. I mean, it's nothing objectionable. I mean, it's nothing that I go, oh God, why would you show me that? Right. It's just that it's like, why do you just keep showing me that? Like for a long time, the Tai Chi walking thing was, I think, the only ad I saw for like a week. Didn't matter what video I was watching. It still came up Tai Chi walking. I guess they must have flooded the market or something. I wonder how many people they suckered into that. I don't know. Yeah, I know, HFC. Oh, thank you, Ileana, for saying that. Yes. Well, I try to go to places when it's nice weather, but it doesn't always work out. Like sometimes I try to avoid though having to go. I mean, now I don't really have to worry too much about snow from now till the end of November, but it's I also don't want to do it in the pouring rain. I don't feel like that's going to really be very attractive. So Nicody says all you have to do is talk in earshot of your phone. And it will send you ads based on what you talked about. Interesting. Huh. I know, Ileana. I love that my camera that I'm using for my Explore channel. I love this. Now that I've really gotten used to it, I love this camera. The little Osmo. Osmo is great. And the sound, the clarity of voice. It's a freaking awesome camera. It's my little buddy now. I love that camera. I baby it. It has this little case it has to sit in so you don't screw up the gimbal on the top of it. But oh, I love it. I love it. It took me so long to start using that, but you know, that's my camera. No, wild horses. The house that burned down in Lisbon was not vacant. There were people living there. They were not home at the time of the fire. And when the fire happened, apparently it was caused by, we were having some really high winds in a lot of Ohio at that time. And the high winds caused something and some sort of spark, triggered the fire. But the people weren't even home. Fortunately, no one was injured. The house was from about 1900. So it wasn't as old as some houses in town. But yeah, fortunately, no one was injured. But yeah, scary fire. I literally I had just seen it like a announcement about it about 2 or 3 days before I went there. And then I didn't know exactly where that was in town. And then I just happened to be driving down a street and I saw it up on that little like rise up a little street, incline. And so I thought, I got to go up and do that. And I was going to get out and film more of it, but I thought, well, I know my video again. I have to learn how to devote how much time to each thing. So I didn't want to cover it too much, but yeah. What's so interesting is they had this back, you can't really see it that well on the video, but they had like a extension on the back of the house that was a modern like sunroom or something. And you could tell the glass had been partially like melted on the inside, but the room was still there. And then all the stuff in the backyard, I think they had kids or something because there was like, toys and playground, and all that was untouched in the backyard. So it was a really hot fire. And the inside was just gutted, just absolutely gutted. But because it's brick, the brick is still standing. But I don't know. I would assume they had insurance on the house, so hopefully they can rebuild. Joni got an ad for men's suits during the live stream. Okay. Oh, Chris, you've seen the Cope movie? Yeah, it is very moving, isn't it? Wonderful, wonderful message at the end, though. No, Cody, there's a lot of little towns I go to that I could see me living in. I like little towns now. I did a video. You guys probably don't remember this, but back on Elder Gal, before I was monetized, I did a video about small town, like what's the downside of living in a small town, which there are some, obviously. But I don't know. I don't think I can ever go back to living in a big city again. I just don't. I like smaller towns. I think to me, the ideal size would be about 20, 25,000 people. So not tiny, but I could never live in a big city again. I just couldn't do that. And in Europe, maybe because it's different in Europe, but in the US, no, I just don't. I really don't have any interest in living in big cities anymore. Donna says it said they did have insurance and the pets got out okay. Good. Yeah, on that house. Yeah, it was a big deal because can you imagine that thing broke out at night? And in the evening, or it was after dark. Anyway, that must have been like quite, it must have scared the neighbors to death. Like, because the wind was so bad that it could have spread to other houses. easily. Yes, Muskogee, I know. Santa Fe is like a small town, but it's got 75,000 people. Yeah, yeah. Now, see, the problem with small towns, and you guys that live in small towns, you see what you think about this. The thing I dislike most about small towns is once you start getting to know people, then you just have to assume that everybody knows everybody's business. That's just the bottom line. That's just, I mean, and the thing is, you're going to run into the same people a lot. So it's really important to be nice to people because, again, if you start acting like a jerk to people, that also is not going to work in your favor in a small town. In a big city, you can get away with that, but in a small town, no. But yeah, I don't like that everybody knows your stuff, which is funny because I'm on YouTube and everybody knows my stuff. Yeah, so it's kind of some irony there, isn't it? But I think it's different when you have to live around the people that know everything. I think that's the difference. Um, I don't know, but I'm finding it less objectionable than I used to. When I first moved, when I lived in California, it was the first small town I had ever lived in. Really? I lived in Flagstaff, Arizona, but that has like 50, 60,000 people. Wasn't really that small. And that was not a town that everybody knew everybody. But when I moved to, the town in Northern California, it was yeah, it was definitely a small town. And it's not, I didn't get to know a lot of people in town or whatever. I had a small, it was during, the pandemic and stuff. So I didn't go out as much for a long time. And, but the people that I knew, like one of my friends there, he grew up there in this town and he knows a lot of people in that town and they all know about him. Everybody in town knows who he is and what his history was and what he did or didn't do in his life. I mean, that would be hard for me to be in a town where everybody knew that. And you just, I don't know. It doesn't bother me as much now as it probably would have when I was young. I think it would have definitely bothered me more then. But Ciara says, I was raised in small towns, loved Dairy Queen, Waffle House, and Cracker Barrels. I don't know what that was about the guy standing in front of a barn with a giant dragonfly. Rick says, living on the farm in the Kansas Sticks, people would pass by and stop in to say how they were related. Yeah, that's, you know what I remember? The only thing, because I never lived in a lot of small towns. And I mean, when I was a kid, when my dad was in the Army, we lived in some small towns adjacent to military bases, but that doesn't really count because it was still like a military culture. It wasn't like a small town culture. And, but I just lost my train of thought, what I was thinking about there. Oh, but my grandfather had a chicken farm in Mississippi. And we used to go down there when I was a kid and visit. This is my mother's dad. And my grandfather was known all over Mississippi back in the day. He was known in good ways and in not so good ways. Let's put it that way. And but in the town he lived in, I used to love to go down there because my granddad would put me in the truck. I had this old farm truck and we'd go into town. And town had one stoplight and we'd go and walk down to the general store and there were a couple other shops behind them. I was his granddaughter and then they'd be standing there chatting away and I'd be fascinated because everybody knew everybody and everybody knew everything that was going on in the county. And it was interesting to me because I had not really grown up with that. So as a child, I loved it. I thought it was really kind of cool. So I love how you guys are telling me your ads that are still coming up. Hey, that's good that you're coming up with Rosetta Stone. They must think you're a linguist. Zaza, there you go. Yeah, I think it's different when you're in a college town, HFC. I mean, I lived in Williamsburg. I guess technically I did live in another small town. When I was younger, I lived in Williamsburg, Virginia, where I went to college. And I even lived there for 6, 8 months after I graduated in the small town working. But Williamsburg is a different kind of small town because it's a tourist town and it's a college town. So it doesn't have the same energy as a typical small town does. I think it's just very different when it's a college town, especially, and especially if it's a tourist town, it's different. Very different. I know HFC. I know. Oh, Jim's getting ads for singles in the USA. That's funny, Jim. You're in Canada and it wants to hook you up with singles from the US. Wild horses. Yeah, military housing. Being on an army base was similar to a small town, but still different. It seemed like there were more, I think because people had different ranks in the military, you had to be careful. You don't talk about the people that have a higher rank than you, if that makes sense. So I think there's a lot more social stratification in the military, so it's a little different. Um, but it is like a small town in that everybody still kind of knows what's going on. Yeah. Yeah. Geez, Joni, a billboard about a lynching? I missed out where that was. Okay. I know Jane in Williamsburg. I got to go back there. I got to go back there one more time in my life. Haven't seen Williamsburg. I think the last time I saw Williamsburg was 1995. So I got to go back. You know what's interesting? We're coming up on the 250th anniversary of the US, um, which technically not correct, really, because that was when we had the Declaration of Independence. So I guess, but it wasn't before like the Constitution was in place or we had like a formal, you know, we had our formal government in place. But yes, 250 years coming up here this summer. And 50 years ago, guess where I was for the 200th anniversary of the US? I was in Williamsburg, Virginia at a parade honoring the bicentennial. I was actually at the celebration for that in Williamsburg 200 years ago. And apparently they're having one this year. So, no, Ileana, Boulder's not small, really. It's not huge, but it's not small. Yeah, Bronwyn, I think it's an interesting observation. People tell everything about themselves on social media, but it still is different because you're not living with it every day around those people. I think that's what's different. So it has kind of that feeling, but I think it's a distinctly, I think what's hard about a small town is if everybody in the town knows your business and knows what you're doing, then um, it's like anywhere you step, anytime you step outside your door, it's like you're on display all the time. Whereas when you do social media, it's like you're really only doing that when you're on there. You know what I mean? Like when I'm going about my normal day, I don't have to really think about it, if that makes sense. And I think, the other thing I was going to say, I'm very honest on this channel. I don't ever say anything to you that's not true, but I don't tell you every single thing about my life. There's always things that will remain private. They're not that many. There's only a few things, but there's things I don't talk about. because there's just there has to be a line within somebody about what is okay to talk about with everybody and what isn't. And there are a few things, like a handful, that I just go, no, that's just not ever going to be on my channel. So, but for the most part, I'm willing to share most things because I think maybe 40 years ago, I wouldn't have been as open. But at the, you know, at the end of my life period phase here, uh, it doesn't really matter to me, you know. So I'm okay. Everything I've shared so far on air, I'm perfectly comfortable sharing. So that's right, HFC. Exactly. You don't, just because you're open and honest doesn't mean you are sharing 100% of every single thing you've ever done or said or been or whatever. There's things that still remain private. And some of it is to actually, believe it or not, I mean, there's even the things I've shared about my son. If you've noticed, I've been very private about that, in the sense of, it's not trying, like I'm trying to out him. I'm not trying to put a target on him at all. So, it's just, and there's other people in my family I have not really talked about. So at this point, not much anyway, like my sister. Hi Gary, welcome in. But I feel more comfortable doing that at my age than I would have like 30, 40 years ago. But I've always been a very open, honest person. That's just who I am. My mother hated that about me. She tried to, like, not physically, but she tried to emotionally beat that out of me. She did. She hated it that I was so honest about things. And I've just always been like that. I always felt like you might as well tell people most of the stuff, because people are going to find out stuff anyway. You know what I mean? That's one of the things that was so horrible about, one of the many things that was so horrible about my time in the wasteland during my gambling years, is that made me withdraw and not tell people because I was so ashamed of it. And so that went against my basic nature, because my basic nature, if I had just opened up and told people, I probably would have gotten through it a lot faster, and I would have gotten over that. But it's such a shame thing that it just, and so it made me have to act in ways that were really not normal for me at all. And then I hated that, because my natural inclination is to be honest and just, I have no idea, Joni. I don't really, doesn't really matter to me whether he watches or not. I've not heard from him, so it doesn't, I don't think he does. I actually don't. I haven't really heard from anybody in my family about this channel, so I don't think anybody really knows. But that's where I know what to share and not share, in the sense of, for instance, I live in a small town. So even when I go to see my therapist, which I go like every 2 weeks right now, and it's really just another place to go and be able to just kind of vent my feelings, really. But although I've told her I have a YouTube channel, I've never told her the name of it. I don't need her watching it. And she hasn't asked, because she probably realizes that. So I talk about it, that I have this channel and blah, 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 but I don't, and tell her about my frustrations with YouTube and things like that. But I just don't give her the name of it, because this is a small town. So I'm not out there blabbing away to people that I have a YouTube channel. And that's what's nice about doing my Explore channel, where I'm going to other towns. Because when I'm going to other towns, doesn't matter that I'm out there filming. I don't live there. It's okay. So anyway. Oh, Anna says, I was sneaking gambling. My car broke down, so my daughter. Yeah. See, the thing is, somebody always finds out. I mean, when I was gambling, see, I didn't even expect to bring this up right now, but I will. When I was gambling, the only person in my family that I talked to or knew about my gambling was my son, actually. He was grown at that time, but I did tell my son. He knew what the issue was. I never talked to my mother about it. My mother never confronted me about it on the phone. If she had asked me point blank, I probably would have told her the truth because that's my, I don't like to lie if somebody directly asks me. But I never talked to my sister about it. So I never talked to people about it that were in my family, except my son knew, and my ex-boyfriend knew, and my best friend knew, and my other good friend knew, the ones I talked to on the phone. So I didn't lie to about it to them. And so it just, I did get some emotional support from, some people, but I didn't want to tell anybody that was like an acquaintance or anybody I just met or anything like that. So, yeah. Zaza, yes, my therapy is covered through my Medicare Advantage plan. And I don't know how long I'll continue. It's not, I didn't need to work on anything really major. I just needed some additional support right now because don't know people here and I'm just, I'm alone. But I don't know how long I'm going to do it. It's not like in-depth therapy or anything like that. It's just really just going in and having a place to vent and getting some validation. That's really it. So, yeah, I just explained it, Uberman. Yeah, it's just, I living in a new place. I don't know anybody. I don't uh, have anybody local to talk to or whatever. And I was having a lot of stress from the move and everything last year and being sick and just, so a combination. Yeah, it's better in some ways, but then, things are kind of crazy in the world right now. So in a way it's not better, but we just have to deal with it. That's why I'm going to watch that little video cope every day just to remind myself of like, you know what? You can do this for a period of time. Joni's asking how I gave up the dopamine hit. Um, I just weaned myself away from it. It just stopped being important to me. And I realized how destructive, I mean, just absolutely destructive it was. So it just was a gradual thing. This was over a decade ago now, basically. Um, so it just doesn't have the same hold over me. And, I'm not a big dopamine person, like needing a dopamine hit all the time anyway. So, for some reason, I just hit me at the right time in my life where I was vulnerable and susceptible to it. I think that's what it was. It wasn't because I came to it late. I didn't really get into that until I was in my 50s, like around 50. So I don't know. I'm just grateful I was able to claw my way out of it. So, yeah, HFC, I hear you on that. I'm sure it is, Ciara. I mean, I know it must be hard being a caretaker for you. Yeah. Yeah, Gary, he may be. It's okay. I mean, if I don't hear from him, which I don't ever expect to, but if I don't, it's like, well, I hope he's learning something about his mom that even if he never says hi again. So, yes, I do. Hockenberry. Yeah, you probably haven't seen me talk about that, but yes, there's a rec center I belong to that Silver Sneakers pays for it if I go and use that. So, yeah, it mostly is for exercise stuff. They don't have any other kind of activities there, like senior activities, but they have all types of exercise stuff. So, Ciara, yeah. The hardest thing is that when I was doing bereavement counseling, this is over 20 years ago, and I was a bereavement counselor for almost 5 years. The hardest thing was I was losing it. I inside myself. I mean, I was struggling. And I would have to go to people's homes and listen to their grief about, their loved one had passed away or whatever. And it was really hard for them. And I had to just put on my game face and go do it. The good thing is I could go back out to my car and like decompress a bit before I went to the next visit. And so that's how I was even able to do it. But after almost 5 years, I kind of broke down and I couldn't do it anymore. Plus, I was already in the wasteland at that point and I was in full destructive mode. So that was a really hard time. And I know I did help people when I was a bereavement counselor, but um, it came at a cost. If I had been doing something else that had been like, if I'd already started teaching instead of doing that, I think it would have helped my mental health a lot better. It was hard. It was hard. I remember one time I came home after a day. Thank you, Anna. I came home after a hard day, going to see people, and I just thought, there's something wrong with the world when I'm sitting there talking to these people, like I'm thinking about, what I went through that day. And I'm sitting there talking to these people, and I know that they've just had a horrible loss. And yet I'm thinking to myself, my life sucks more than theirs. Like that was the thought in my head, because in a way it did. I had no one in my life. I was already on the weird destructive train I was on, and it sucked. So no, Ileana, I have not found that. I mean, there are places, but I don't know that they're good places to meet people, honestly. Um, but it hasn't really been a big priority. My big priority has been I had to get this travel channel off the ground, and that requires a lot of work um, to do. So it just hasn't been a priority, honestly. Yeah, HFC. I mean, bereavement is like it's some people I'm still the same way that I was then, in that I'm very comfortable talking about grief and loss. I'm very comfortable talking about death. Like that, some people can't do that. It upsets them. That was not the thing that upset me when I did the work. It was what was going on in my own life that was upsetting me. So, oh, I'm not a saint. No, far from it. A saint would not have gone through a wasteland. Yeah. And made herself poor for the rest of her life. She would not have done that to herself. I don't know, Diana. I don't know. Again, I assume I have not been following it, but I assume they have not found her mother's body at this point, because I don't think her mother's still alive. And I don't know. Unresolved grief where you don't, if they never find her mother's body, I don't know what that will be a lot harder for her. That those kind of situations when you lose somebody to violence, or an unresolved situation like that, is very hard. The only thing harder than that is when somebody takes their own life, then that, and their family stuff really suffers from that. So yeah. Oh, bye, Joni. Take care. Thank you, Anna. That's very nice of you. You don't have to, but that's very nice of you to say. Yeah. Well, I think we're just about going to wrap it up. I will say there will be an announcement up. I'll just give it a little plug here now, but I'll put an announcement up probably tomorrow, later tomorrow. There will be a video out tomorrow, by the way, and also be a video out Wednesday. And then Thursday, there'll be an explore video. And then we'll be back here next Saturday. Don't forget to watch that short movie Cope before next Saturday, and we can discuss. Anyway, I am opening up like 6 potential, well, it is 6 spots in April to do life coaching for people. There will be an announcement up on the community tab, but just the bottom line is this is not designed for therapy. This is, I can't be a therapist on there. This is coaching for, bereavement issues, because for bereavement, you don't have to be licensed or anything. Bereavement issues, but also just getting older, being alone, dealing with stress in general, just dealing with specific like life situations. And so if anybody is interested in that, look for the announcement. I will tell you that I am charging $75 for an hour. There are only going to be 6 slots open in April because I don't have a lot of time to do this. It will be done over a Zoom call, like so we can, see each other and talk. And so anyway, just look for that announcement. And I just wanted to make sure I gave you a heads up on here. For anybody still on here, if you haven't hit the like button, please hit the like button. Get it up to 140. We're at 136. Let's see, any other last minute questions anyone else has but thank you all for watching and liking and sharing out and on my regular videos, hyping. Well, we'll see, Waterman. It'll happen. I have one person already that I'm working with, but we'll see. I'm not, it's just, it'll help out someone else, but also give me a little bit more of reliable extra, part-time income. So, but people have asked about it for a long time, so I'm just doing it. Anyway, look for my video tomorrow, and I'll see you guys here next Saturday. Hi, Lincoln. And have a great week. Let's just don't forget to watch that short video on I hate calling it a short video because then you think it's a short. The video cope, which I put on here. So anyway, we'll see you guys next Saturday. Have a great week. Take care of yourselves. And oh, that's right. Be good humans. Bye.